Real Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
Right, bro.
Right,
That's
right.
it. You not that, and they come to you and they approach you and be like, "Well, it's a risk." You niggas out here taking risk.
Man,
You think signing me is a risk?
it's a risk.
The only reason you at my house is because you know it ain't. You know where I'm going, but now it's a risk. Now all of a sudden
Now it's a risk. All of a sudden,
niggas is out they fucking mind.
right.
You feel me? But that's the game that we in, and it's like it's got to change. And I noticed that fucking with them is not gonna change. I just have to do it. Like, you feel me? Like, all the deals that I have to do to establish this, the artist that I break is never gonna have to do that unless they choose to. But it's like, if I'm fucking with you, you're not gonna have to do that because I don't believe that shit is right. I understand the practice and the shit, and it's like, bro, if a nigga give you enough money to change your life, and in return you gotta pay him interest and double, it's like, that may be worthy because you can get your shit moving, but nigga on 50,000, 100,000, 200, nigga, we not doing that.
Not doing that.
Like, that's it. That's insane, bro. And they really cheating us. They are double dipping. Like, bro, you don't get to fucking get your paper back first and eat forever. Like, you chose to invest in a nigga because you believed in him and you know that you're the benefactor. You get market share. You get all these fucking artists who want to sign to you after, but you acting like all you get is money off streaming. We're investing in streaming. Nigga, shut that shit up.
How?
You are investing in so much more than streaming.
Like, but when I see you personally talk to people that's from the culture that have done things like a big things like a Diddy, right? When I see you having like maybe you didn't have that much of a personal conversation with Hov or somebody like that, but a Diddy, like, when you somebody like him, or not even him in particular, but on that level, have been in the game, when you talk these strategies, and I'm sure they're able to see how their company can benefit also, what happens at that point? Is it what they're taught? Is it greed? Like, what is it at that point that would stop me? I'm just saying hypothetically, me, and I work for these companies, or I am the boss of the company. If you can show me that it still benefits me, what's stopping me from doing business with LaRussell?
Because every record label that approaches me and every other artist that I've known so far, you don't talk to the nigga who owns it. You're not talking to the nigga who cut the check. So, yeah, you can believe in everything I say, but you can't go explain it to the nigga who cut the check, who's just doing it for business. Not because he loves music. This nigga don't love music because this nigga sell PlayStations.
Right.
So you're not talking to a nigga who loves music. You're talking to a nigga who want to make some money off their business. That's a different thing.
Right.
Like, they're not putting money into passion no more. You feel me?
Right.
And it's like, that's just what it is. It's beyond the understanding and the comprehension. Nigga, you don't cut the checks.
Yeah.
You don't own the bit. You work for somebody. Like, when I find an artist I love, I could literally go into their life and say, here, I'm going to give you this, do this, run. That shit isn't the same for them.
Right.
They have to wait and get approval. They have to ask a nigga if they can help you.
Right. Somebody that you helped, and I don't. So I know you work with people and kind of almost either they want to help or you work in even some work for hire capacities. For people that don't know, rest in peace to the guy Hovain. In what capacity did you work with Hovain?
Man, Hovain was my dog. We didn't even do much like work together. It was more just like, man, that was my dog. It was just building. Like, he was building his shit, I was building my shit, and wherever we could interconnect, that's what we did. Like, he's the one who ran to play the Charlemagne. Before we even was like, hey, let's do it, he was just like, bro, y'all got to see this nigga, right? He put Just Incredible onto it. And then as he was going through his shit, he was about to, man, it's funny. One of the last texts I got from him, he was like, man, I'm finna get into this brand shit. I'm finna be like Steve Stout, but not a crook.
Okay.
And I was like,
okay.
Since then, it's been having me like, what did that nigga mean by that?
Stout?
But he ended up bringing me that Puma shit.
Okay.
Right? And that was our first time really like busting down paper where it was like, all right, you keep this, just send me this, right? So we start really doing business. But before this, like, whatever comes, we really just be talking about life. And then like when I go do anything that a nigga be like, man, Hovain put me on, I just give him a split of it. So he got percentage of all them legendary freestyles, a few albums he got percents in, just because it was like, bro, you helped run that play.
That's
but
dope.
it was never we was just homies, like, you feel me? He would give me guidance and gems, and I'd give him gems on like this indie shit. I remember he hit me one time and he was like, nigga, I believe in anything you doing. He said, at first I was skeptical because I've never seen this shit done.
Right.
But now, whatever the fuck you say, I believe it. You feel me? And we just had a relationship that was just like brotherhood. It was just like I could just hit him whenever.
Yeah, rest in peace, Hovain, man. I first learned about him from him running plays with Troy Ave. And I really thought the business that Troy Ave was involved in and what they did was brilliant. And if you watch his business now, even as an independent, he's still able to flourish.
He built a real base.
Yes.
And they sold real product.
Yes.
And they touched real people.
Yes. And I love to pay attention to that type of shit in the game. You know, like I'll be wanting everybody to know. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm glad we got you, because you speak on it. Another thing, investing in yourself, right? And taking money and putting it back into the business, right? Not back into shit you probably just want for yourself. The shit that you do for yourself, investment-wise, but sponsored ads. Speak on that a little bit, because not only do you have a schedule the way you post now, but a lot of stuff is sponsored. And, like, do you spend a good portion of money on sponsored ads?
Nigga, a grip. I spent 6 figures last year on ads. Like, you have to... Bro, man, realization is crazy, because like when you building something like Google and Disney, niggas don't understand what comes with it. I grossed $1 million last year. I spent $1 million too to grow this motherfucker. I spent 6 figures on ads, equipment, material, like as many pieces of merch ship out has to be bought to be done for that shit. Like that niggas don't even understand when you building shit this big, like you have to. McDonald's still running ads, and them niggas is $1 billion company. How you think you make billions? You have to spend hundreds of millions to make billions. Like, niggas don't understand. And me, I did that shit as an independent artist. Like, damn near everything I touch goes back into this shit, right? And it gets to a point where like your yield gets lower. Like, you know, at first you make 100,000 and you got to spend 90,000 to make it. Then the next year you might make 200 and you had to spend 160.
Right.
Then you make like your yield starts to finally break. But in the beginning, it's like everything you make got to go back into this shit if you want to win. If you want to win, like, bro, nobody's advertising at the level that we are. And now I'm doing Facebook ads and Instagram, YouTube, Spotify marquees. So this year I may spend 7 figures just on ads, but my goal is to make, 50, 60, 70 million.
Right. And also with that, like, if you don't do that, somebody else is in that space. So don't think that you just gonna like jump on YouTube and everything is a viral moment or everything. That's where artists don't realize they slipping at. Like, you really not putting no money into it.
And you have to, like, your ad dollars got to make sense. I don't just put ads on anything. I wait till something goes organically, then I put the ad behind it. Or I wait till something's objective. Like, it's got to make, when I did vinyls, right? I posted the vinyls and I ran ads behind it for a week. I ran $100 a day. So for 7 days, I spent $700 on ads. And $100 a day, right? You spend $100 on an ad, I'll probably do 5,000-6,000 in sales. So it levels out, right? You got to make it make sense. When we run ads behind regular content, there's no yield because no one's buying anything in exchange. But my outlook is always like, if it costs me $1 to make you a fan and you become a fan and then you stream a song 20 times, I make my money. But you might, when you become a LaRussell fan, you're going to want to buy a hoodie and you're going to want to come to a show.
Right.
So off that ad spend, you're going to be able to generate 5 to 10 times more. So it's a worthy spend, but just knowing how to do it. Like, don't put an ad behind everything. Put it behind your best shit. Put it behind that shit where you like, niggas have to see this.
Right. You, your merch game is crazy. How did you master that? And did you start off screen printing? Did you start off with vinyl? Like, what was the first thing you did and you was like, okay, we just gonna go from here and produce this shit here?
Right, the first thing was YouTube. Nigga got on
Yep,
YouTube, and I looked up, and we got presses, and then we started with transfers. The first ones I think was from like Monkey Prince.
Okay.
And then we were doing FM expressions for a while, and then like either a year or 2 years ago, I met a company called Supercolor, and I got to meet with the people there. And shout out Stan, my nigga Stan. He hooked us up from T-shirt wholesaler, and we just start going there. So now we use Supercolor, and they make a transfer, but they don't want to call it a transfer because they created like some new technology that the shit is just,
I'm up
the
on it.
prints
Like
and
I
shit
went
different.
from I had experiences with self-weeding shit at first because I didn't know, and
too much work.
yeah, then the white shit didn't work on some of the shit. So like I actually know what that is, and I researched that. So companies that have, because it's still almost the same materials as the screen shit. Like but it's the transfer. So
But them niggas, I went to the site and they got a machine, and nigga, I was like, I need one of them.
yeah.
Stay all blue.
I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair on like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes. Yeah, rest in peace to Lil'